Hi guys, Lee Mack here. Just on the ship, Anthem of the Seas, and just going to play a blackjack tournament and do a bit of an update when I get home and let you know how I got on. Hi guys, Lee Mack here, and I'm going to do a review on Royal Caribbean. It was my first cruise, and I'm going to tell you the good things about it. I'm going to tell you the bad things about it. If you're a first time cruiser, it might be an interesting video for you, because I know I would have loved a video like this before I went on a cruise, so I knew the good, the bad, the ugly before I actually booked it, because it is a very, very expensive holiday. You know, I paid about 3 times more money to go on this cruise with Royal Caribbean, which was Anthem of the Seas, than I would have paid for a 5-star all-inclusive normal holiday, let's say to Turkey. You know, I paid probably about £4,500 or thereabouts, maybe. I might have even been up closer to the £5,000 mark. You know, me and my girlfriend, we went. It was a 12-day cruise. We set off from Southampton, and we went round the Med. We went to where was it first? We went to trying to think of the places we actually went to. We went to Portugal, I know that. We went to like Lisbon. We went to La Corona. That was the last place we went to. I'm trying to think of the first place we went to. But we went to like these amazing cities, and they were nice cities, they were nice places to visit. We went to the Canary Islands, so we went to Gran Canaria, we went to Tenerife, Lanzarote, we went back into Portugal, we went to Malta, which is, I didn't actually know where it was. I only know through the map, you know, when we went on the ship, and it's like it's a little tiny island halfway in between Tenerife and like Spain, France. Just right in the middle of there, a little tiny island, even smaller than Tenerife. I actually looked it up, so yeah, it's only a small island, but that was a nice. We went to a nice little fishing village there. But I need to tell you the good things, the bad things, and there's, unfortunately for us, there was more bad things. We wouldn't do another cruise. Okay, so don't get me wrong. We did have some good times. There were some amazing things, and I'll probably put some clips in this video if I can, you know, with some of the things that we did do. So, you know, one of the things we did do, which I'll show you a little clip of hopefully right now, is the like skydiving. There was like a skydiving, which is a big wind machine where you go in the wind and it blows you up. Now, it looked like I was having a good time, and it was okay, it was fun, but after being in there for just like, say, 30 seconds or so, it was like a bit, what's the word, uncomfortable. It was a little uncomfortable, and to be honest with you, after about 30 seconds, I was like, just end it, like, just get me out of here kind of thing. It was something that I wanted to do. I tried it, but not for me. I wouldn't do it again. It wasn't that enjoyable, you know, like a slide, for example, you know, in a water theme park, which is very enjoyable. And I would want to do that again. It's not like that kind of enjoyable. So, you know, if you're thinking about doing something like that, you know, maybe not pay a lot of money to do it. That'd be my advice on that one. Then another clip I might try and get in there is we done like the surfing. Now, I was very bad at the surfing, I'll admit. I fell down straight away. Very, very difficult to do when you're standing up, you know, the standing up one. But first I started on my belly, as you might be able to see. And yeah, like, it was fun. That was good fun. But again, you know, once I'd done it, I didn't really want to do it. It wasn't one of them things where you just want to do it every single day. There was also bumper cars.
If you are joining us now, this is your first time, you can jump up because we just have a few requirements.
Which we didn't do because the queue was just too big. But, you know, bumper cars. We've done bumper cars when you're kids. But it was good for the kids, you know, the kids that were there. What else was there? Oh yeah, there was this big star, which I might be able to show you. You go about 300 foot above water height, and you can see all the ship, and anywhere that you are, you know, wherever you are when you go on it, you can see all the surrounding areas. That was nice. So they've got these little things that they have on the ship with Royal Caribbean. This is specifically the Anthem of the Seas, and all of the different ships have different things, you know. So that one has the skydiving thing. It has also rock climbing, which I tried.
You're going to need to...
Lee, come down now.
Joy.
It's up on the top. I don't like it.
Come down.
I might be able to show you that. And then the various other different things, like they all have the surfing on there, you know, the surfing thing. This one also had a running track around where you also had to sunbathe because it was that packed, and that was one of the negative things about the cruise. It was just so packed, full of people. When you went to try and get sunbeds, you couldn't get a sunbed. It was just too busy, too packed. You had to get up at half 6 in the morning just to try and get a sunbed. You could get one eventually when you started walking around, but you had to walk around and wait for some people sometimes, you know, to leave. And this is even on the outskirts of the ship, which is normally relatively easy to get a bed. But yeah, that was one of the negative things. You could never get round near the pool area. Just too busy, honestly. Now, they did try and take beds, towels off beds if you haven't been there for about 30 minutes, but you know, do you really want to have to like put your towel down and go off for your dinner and be like an hour, which you could normally do on a normal holiday, and worry? Would you want to have to worry about your towels getting took away? You know, it's not very good, is it? That's even if you can get a spot on the sunbeds. But you know, you can always get a spot around the outskirts of the ship where the like kind of running track is eventually. But that was a negative. Too many people, some beds. And then also when you went to the what was called the Windjammer, where you get your food, it's like a buffet, and that was always packed. So you get your plate and you're constantly looking at what's available. And the food, by the way, and this is a positive, it's beautiful. Honestly, the food was really, really tasty, really, really good in the Windjammer. Unbelievable. You know, the breakfast was spot on. They had these amazing pancakes, which the best pancakes I've ever had in my life. They had this whipped cream, which was whipped from heaven. You know, there's the jam. You got like cherry jam. You got, you got cherry jam sometimes. Blueberry jam we had one time. Strawberry jam, and all of the jams are made with real fruit. bits of that fruit in there. Like I say, you can get like maple syrup on there. You can get this whipped cream, which is like I say, whipped from heaven. And the pancakes themselves were from heaven. Beautiful. I will never ever taste anything like it ever again. I'll give them that on the pancakes. And like I say, the breakfasts are really, really good. The scrambled eggs, beautiful. Best scrambled egg I've ever tasted. The food was really good. You know, they also had some really nice pies on in the evening times. A lot of pies available with mash and stuff like that. And the wedges were beautiful. You know, the potato wedges they used to put out there as well, really nice. Couldn't fault the food really. It was really, really top quality. As far as a holiday goes, probably won't get food as good as that again, possibly. So that's a really good positive. But when you get your plate and you go in this window and you're walking around, you like that always, you know, like you're constantly, sorry, you know, you're trying to get round and navigate around people. It's that packed. And so you walk in there, you're navigating to try and just get to the drink machine first, because you get your drinks first. We had the drinks package and they give you this bottle which you can just constantly refill up, which was good. You know, the big Coke machine, so you put your bottle on, you press which one you want. They had all the different flavours. Sometimes the flavours were hit and miss. Like you can get like cherry Coke, for example. You can get vanilla and orange and all these different flavours, you know, strawberry, whatever, diet Dr. Pepper or normal Dr. Pepper, normal Coke, all these different flavours, a massive amount of flavours. Sometimes though, when you pressed it, sometimes it tasted nice, and then other times it would be weak. The flavouring, they must add the flavouring in, and sometimes it runs out and then you're just drinking fizzy like water, which was a bit annoying sometimes. So you had to constantly pick and choose, or tip out and then try a different one. But yeah, we used to go at the window, like get the drink first, and then you had to try and find a seat, like I said, navigate around people. Then you had to go and get your food, navigate around people, and then when you got your food, navigate back to your seat to navigate around people again. It was just too busy, and that really did spoil it. And then another negative was, you know, you get to your destination where you're going, and you only have like 6 hours off the ship maximum, and you'd have to worry about time, or we need to get back, can't be late. And then there was two different timings. There was the ship time and there was the normal time, and because you were traveling, it was like 1 hour ahead of UK time. So then it was a struggle for me to understand what time we were on and what time the ship time was on, and I constantly was worrying about that. So I had to go back to the ship like 2 hours early just to make sure I didn't mess up with the times and lose the ship, because the ship won't wait for you, you know, if you're late. So yeah, you get to somewhere, a destination, for example, like one of them was like Lanzarote, I think it might have been, or Gran Canaria, and we found this really nice like kind of zoo.
Oh, you still can't see properly.
Massive, isn't he?
Oh, you can get a better picture up there, Lee.
Yeah.
Can you see, son? Should we go up there and have a look? Kendall, can you see?
What's he doing there? He's got a bucket or something.
What?
Which also had like a nice, it was a sea salt water pool and like beds around it. It was like a really nice holiday vibey place, which is what we do like. We like just like a normal holiday now. That's what we're going to be doing in the future. Nice pool, loads of beds that you can get on, and a nice hotel, you know, all inclusive. That's what we want. And we found something like that in Lanzarote, but we only had 6 hours. So after like 4 hours, we had to like say, okay, go and get a taxi and go, just in case we got the times wrong on the ship and stuff like that. Make sure we got back, because it was like a 40-minute drive, you know, back to the ship from where we were. 40 minutes there, 40 minutes back. So that was a bit of a negative as well, you know, constantly worrying about time. You only get a little bit of time on the destination when you get there, and you have to hurry back. It was nice to every morning, or almost every morning, wake up to a new place, you know, go on your balcony. The balcony was gorgeous. For the ship. can't get it all in because it's not big. There you go. It was nice to have the balcony and, you know, and look out, and we seen dolphins and stuff like that from time to time, various different places. That was it. The first place we went to was Vigo, and that was really good. Be very careful about the lager. This is what I will say if you do go to these places. 1906 absolute rocket fuel. This is Vigo and then La Corona. Them are the two places we've seen this lager. It's called 1906, and it's 9%, and we didn't realise it was 9%. And after just a few drinks in Corona, we got really drunk. You know, just after 2-3, and we were like, and it's very Moorish, and because you get like so drunk, and you don't realise how strong it is, you just get more and more of this stuff, and we ended up like getting very drunk on one night, had some arguments and stuff, and then we done the same again, made the same mistake again, going to La Coruna on the last destination we were going just before we come home. We've only been home like 3 days now, you know, and still feel a bit ropey off that lager 1906. It's absolute rocket fuel, so beware of it if you ever come across it. I won't be drinking it again, that's for sure. But yeah, it's nice to see the dolphins and stuff, and the you know, they get the balcony, but there's lots and lots of negatives about it as well, which you've got to contend with. So, who can spot the Johnny on the bike in La Coruna? I've mentioned a few there. Another thing that we didn't like was the Gratuities. So you get felt as though you need to tip. Now, we're from the UK, so we don't like tip as UK people. We just don't tip, do we? But with Royal Caribbean, they expect you to tip, and the Gratuities are actually put on automatically. Now, if you take the Gratuities off, and I had a bit of a hoo-ha with Royal Caribbean, I paid for my holiday, and they give me this thing called My Time Dining, where you can go in any of the restaurants wherever you want, basically. But you only get that if you pay the Gratuities, which is the tips, in advance. And I paid that to begin with, and then I thought, all right, I've paid for the holiday, but it wasn't a balcony. So I rang up and I wanted to upgrade for a balcony because I'd done another job and I had a bit more money, and I thought, oh, you know, I'll upgrade to a balcony. I upgraded to a balcony, or tried to, and they tried to charge me like an extra £750 just to have a balcony, which is the cost of a holiday by itself. So I said, no, I don't want to pay that much. Any chance I can still have a balcony, but, you know, reduce the cost of it. And the guy on the phone said, okay, the only way I can do that is by taking the Gratuities off. But what I'll have to do is I'll have to give you a refund for the Gratuities you've already paid for the My Time Dining, and take My Time Dining away from you. But I'll give you a refund for the Gratuities you've already paid, because I'll have to take them off, you see. And that way I can give you an upgraded balcony for only cheaper, and it only worked out about £350 extra. I said, go on and do that. So I paid the £350 extra, with the understanding that he was giving me a refund for the Grats I've already paid, for the holiday that I've already paid for. And I would pay Grats at a later date, which was the plan. So I was expecting this refund to come in, and it never come in. I rang them up, and anyway, he basically said, oh no, we're not giving you a refund, because what you've paid for now is the correct price for the holiday that you're on, with the balcony that you've now upgraded to. It's the correct price. We don't have to give you a refund. But that's funny, because like I already got told by the previous person that I was getting a refund for the Grats I've already paid. Like, it just it messed with me a bit, that, and it upset me. And I felt like I was getting scammed, basically. I felt like I was getting scammed. I was going to pay the grats until that happened. So when I got on the ship, what you can do is you can take the grats off because it's just a tip. You don't have to tip. So I thought, well, I feel robbed, so I'm going to go and I'm going to take the grats off because I felt as though I'd already paid for them. You know, I was meant to have got a refund and I didn't. So I went there, took the Gratuities off, and then what I found out was you get this like card, and every time you get a meal or you go to a restaurant or anything gets served that with a drink, they ask you for your card and it goes on to your bill. And if you haven't got, like, say, an alcohol package and you buy some alcohol, it goes on your room. And whenever you give that card to a worker, they can see if you've paid your grats. Now, with me, I'm a little bit of a paranoid person. I'm going to be honest with things like that, you know, like food and stuff like that. People doing stuff to your food, and for me, it's just, if someone thinks, oh, he hasn't paid his grats, and it's a worker, it gives them the opportunity to do something nasty to your food. That's the way I think. And I wasn't the only one that thought that, because we were having a conversation with a couple from Newcastle, and I was explaining the situation that I was in, and she said, oh, you know, you do realise if you haven't paid your grats, they do spit in your food. And she was just having a bit of a joke about it, but I think she was serious. And I mean, it could happen. You know, there's some bad apples, isn't it, out there, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like it at all. I think it's scandalous, and I think it's a bad thing that a worker who's serving a customer gets the card, puts it on a machine whenever they're serving you. Let's say they're making you a burger and fries from this place called Johnny Rockets that they've got, or a milkshake, or if you go into one of the specialty restaurants, like they've got a Jamie Oliver's, they've got a Chops Grill, they've got Wonderland, a place called Wonderland that we went to.
Order confirmation. This must be it, Lee.
Don't get too close. Stare at it, if you said stare. You can have the loads, you know, you get a top shelter.
Yeah, well, I had Malibu. What are you having?
I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
Put the card on there and it comes down.
Alright. Yeah. Oh yeah. What do
Oh.
Taste it. Nice. Place your fingers on it properly.
Yeah.
Not working again.
The black thing on top is dehydrated Kalamata olives. The green one is basil puree, and the red, the two dots are sweet and sour marmalade made of tomato. It's like tomato jam.
So when we went there, I was very paranoid, thinking, oh, you know, I didn't enjoy the meals that we were eating because potentially something could have happened to them, because I give them the card and they can see, oh, he hasn't paid his gratitudes. And sometimes, especially when we went to Jamie Oliver's, you could see there was confusion on the man's face when he put the card on. He was like, he started like talking to his colleague, like, oh, only regular payment, this, only regular payment. And I was like, regular payment? Like, what you talking about, kind of thing. He didn't exactly say, oh, you haven't paid your grats, but he was trying to communicate that to the other guy who his other colleague was, and it was obvious. Me and my girlfriend were just stood looking at each other like they're talking about, you haven't paid the grats, kind of thing. And yeah, it was just a fact. It's a fact that they can see, and if you haven't paid the grats, that's just me personally. I've got a bit paranoid about what they can do to your food, because they live on gratitudes, really. They don't get paid a massive amount of money from Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean are very, very greedy company when it comes to the wages that they pay the staff, and they expect the customers to bail them out and pay for these workers for them, really. You know, like, they probably make more money on the grats than they do from what they get paid in the wages. It's like, it's really, really bad, you know. I also found, and this might be just me being a bit paranoid because of the situation I was in with the grats thing. If it wasn't for the grats thing and they couldn't see anything on the card, there wouldn't have been any issues. But I knew they could see, and I know they all know who has paid grats, who hasn't paid grats. They do, I guarantee it. But also I found that some of the workers on the ship, you know, serving and whatever, they looked a little bit sneaky and a little bit sly. You know, you could tell that they just didn't like you, and it was obvious on the face. One of them, you know, and I'm not talking about all of them, obviously. There were some very nice ones who looked genuine, and they were, you know, happy to be serving you and stuff like that. But let's face it, they must hate the job, because they get paid pennies and it's not a nice job to do. You know, so I can see why some of them would be miserable, but yeah, just a bit sly, sneaky looking, and you don't want that on your holiday, do you? You want to feel like, you know, people are happy to serve you, kind of thing. And I just didn't get that vibe. Like I say, too busy. There's lots of activities to do, but once you've done them all, you know, you've done them all. And you know, once you've walked around the ship and you've done it all, and it just got a bit boring for us, I think. Unfortunately, it did. And like I said, the grats thing for me really, really spoiled it. I thought, you know, all this money, I paid 3 times more money than I would do for a normal holiday, with a 5-star holiday, and yeah, it just kind of ruined it. Also, you just feel as though they want money all the time. Like, you've got to pay for the internet. So on a normal holiday, you would just get free internet, you know, free. Oh, there you go, there's a Wi-Fi password, fantastic. No, on a cruise, they make you pay about £200 per person for a 12-day period. It worked out about £200. Sometimes it was even more than that, like about £250, £300, just to get access to the internet. Again, you know, you could actually go on a holiday for the amount of money you paid just for the internet. Obviously a cheap 3-star hotel or whatever, but you could still fly and go on a holiday for a week somewhere for what they ask you to pay just for the internet. It's crazy. Not only that, then there's the drinks package. So, you know, you pay your holiday and you expect then, oh, it should be all inclusive now. You know, you've got all your meals, you've got your windjammer and stuff, yeah. But no, you haven't. Not with a cruise. You know, they upgrade you and you need to pay for the alcohol. You haven't got all inclusive yet. You need to pay for this alcohol package. Again, it works out £60 per day. Again, you can go on another holiday for what they charge just for the alcohol. Another upsell. Doesn't end there. Then you've got these speciality restaurants where you have to pay for like packages of going to these restaurants. You can get like 3 for a certain amount of money for you, your partner, and there's another like £400 that you might have to spend just to go to 3 different restaurants on 3 different nights, and you can pick which nights you go and stuff like that. But that's more money, you know. So you're paying for the internet, you're paying for the alcohol, you're paying for more restaurants as these upgrades. Whereas if you went on a normal holiday, the internet's free, you can drink as much alcohol as you want. It's all inclusive, you know. You don't have to pay for more things. And a lot of the times these all-inclusive holidays have got different kind of restaurants within their hotel, you know, and you can go and visit them all for free because it's all-inclusive. If you went outside the hotel and went to different restaurants, obviously you pay, but you know, it's just not all-inclusive. You think it is until you realise, oh no, if I want to use internet, I need to pay more. If I want to get some cocktails and a bit of this and a bit of that alcohol-wise, you know, you have to pay for it. And you literally have to be an alcoholic to take advantage of this alcohol package deal. It works out at about $15 it is, which is about what, £10-11 for a cocktail. That's what it works out to be. But the alcohol package to get an unlimited amount of alcohol is I think it was £62 per day. So you know, you need to have about 15 cocktails per day, which is a lot in my eyes, you know. It is. And alcohol wise, for like pints, it was working out at $8 for 1 pint or a bottle of beer, you know, like a big bottle of beer or whatever. And again, you know, you want to have like 20 pints to 20 pints of lager per day or something crazy like that to make it worthwhile, the cost. And a lot of people just aren't that big of drinkers, so a lot of people just have to not buy the alcohol package, but if they do want to drink here and there, just put it on the card. So again, for me, you've paid the money for the holiday. Why should you have to pay for alcohol on top of that? It's just not right. It's greedy, in my opinion. You know, it's like I say, it's one of the negatives, one of the big negatives there. And then it doesn't stop there, because the excursions. Now, to be fair, excursions, you do actually, if you go on a normal holiday, you have to pay for excursions and stuff, don't you? It's not obviously all inclusive, that. However, they do rob you on the excursions. If you do the excursions with them through their app, their Royal Caribbean app, they are very, very expensive compared to if you just do your own thing. As an example, we went to Lanzarote that day, and we went to that zoo, and there was like a little slides and nice little pool and stuff, saltwater pool, and like nice place to sunbathe and stuff. We went there by ourselves, got a taxi, and it ended up being about £80 it was to get the taxi there and back, and admission in for me and my girlfriend. Worked out £80. We worked it out, if we'd have went with them and done it with them and got their bus and paid through them, we would have paid double the amount. It would have been £160 for both of us. But because we just went off the boat by ourselves, got a taxi and paid at the door to get in this place, we saved half the money. Like, you know, it's a rip-off, an absolute rip-off. And all the other excursions that we looked at, they were all the same. And we had there was loads of people complaining about how much they were charging. And the only thing they could come back with, the people that love Royal Caribbean and are up the ring piece, is oh well, you know, if you buy them through Royal Caribbean, you've got the security of knowing that you can get back on the ship, even if something goes wrong and you're late and stuff, they'll stay for you. Whereas if you haven't gone through the excursion with them and you're late, they'll just leave, the ship will just leave you. They'll say, oh well, they haven't done an excursion with us, we're off, kind of thing. But if anything happens with the group of people who've gone through Royal Caribbean with an excursion, then the ship will stay and wait for them. That's the reason why they say that's why you pay more. But that's in my eyes, that's a load of BS, you know. And just in general, I just didn't like the rockiness as well on the ship. I've been on boats for work and stuff like that, so I'm used to getting like a bit seasick and sea legs and stuff. And I got through that period when I used to work offshore, and I don't tend to get it that bad, so I didn't get that bad on the rockiness. But believe me, the ship does rock still, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the rockiness. I don't like it when I go to work. I don't prefer to go on boats. I don't like them, but I go on them for money. And it does rock about a bit. I thought, with this being a massive ship that I've never been on before, the hugeness of it, I thought it might not feel it, and that's what I was expecting. However, it wasn't that way. You did feel it every single day. You felt it moving, and some days we had like a couple of bad rocky days, really rocky days, especially going in on the first day from Southampton to what was it called again? Something beginning with C. Vigo, sorry, V. Yeah, it was when we were going into Vigo for the first time. It was really, really rocky. Not only that, but you miss some days of sun. So when you normally go on a normal holiday, you'll go there, might go to Tenerife or whatever, it might take you 5 hours on a plane, you're there, boom, the sun hits you, you're sunbathing almost every single day unless you get a few cloudy days. But you're almost guaranteed the weather when you go on a flight and you fly somewhere where you know it's going to be sunny. But on the cruise, we got unlucky. We got some cloudy days, and then when you're travelling from the UK, it isn't sunny, so you're losing a day's sun there, you're losing a day's sun when you go back. And then we were also unlucky when we were travelling. And it was a bit cloudy some days, you know. So, you know, you feel as though you're missing out on sun as well. We did, because we got really unlucky, unfortunately. And you just feel rushed all the time. Everything's on a time scale. You've got to be here at a certain time, you've got to be there at a certain time, and the holiday just shouldn't be like that, you know. I'm just trying to think of the other negatives. There was just quite a lot of negatives, really, and it's just not for us. It's just not for us. We would much prefer, we both said, let's just go get a flight, go somewhere we know it's going to be sunny, sit around the pool, nice lazy holiday, doing things that you want to do on your time scale, and just chill out, you know. Just chill out. We feel as though we need a holiday to get over this, what we've just been on. It just didn't feel like a holiday that much. We made the best out of a bad situation, but yeah, cruising is not for us, and I hope that someone gets some benefit from this review. You know, hopefully it'll help you decide whether you want to go on a cruise or not as a first time cruiser, because I've just come on and I've just told you the truth, 100% truth of what it's like to be on a cruise ship. So there you go, you've had it. Some people love it, some people hate it. I suppose sometimes you just have to see for yourself whether it's for you or not. But I hope this review helped in some way.